Geez, I don't know. I want to ad lib. I want to be funny. I want to be a wise guy, but I'm too moved by the fact that this is happening for my friend tonight. I don't know how many people know John and know what he's done, but I've got a list here that he sent me.
Yes,
he's done. But it's serious. I mean, really, this is just kind of his bio here, and I just, he played with a group called the Glen Coves, and they were a folk group back in the 60s, and they had a top 40 hit. He was 18, and they did a song called Hootenanny, and you all remember that, don't you? Don't you? No. Okay. He toured with a Clay and Sally Hart from the Lawrence Welk Show. You're all very fond and remember them as well? The Clay and Sally Hart. They were beautiful. They were absolutely beautiful. And he was a band member. He toured the world with them. He actually did open for Barbara Mandrell and Willie Nelson with that group, I believe. He backed up, and here's another great name, Myron Florin, the accordion player. John backed up Myron Florin. I mean, how many people anywhere can say that? Anyhow, God. He was with a group called Cross Creek. Which I realized the other day that 4 members from that band are now Sammy Hall of Famers. How about that? Something to be proud for. But he was with the group when we opened for Frank Zappa at the War Memorial. Although I think it was the War Memorial or was it? Yes, it was the War Memorial. Yeah. He was also a bandmate of another very famous person, Tony Trischka. He was in Tony's very first band, the Down City Ramblers, along with some other local luminaries. I'm just going to keep going down this little list that John sent me. He recorded with Clay Hess, who is a former Grammy-winning guitar player in the Ricky Skaggs band. So here we are, we're getting pretty national here. Ricky Skaggs, if you don't know who he is, then you don't know country music at all. And Randy Kors, a Nashville Dobro Player of the Year. John's songs have been recorded by Jim Hurst, who is a 5-time IBMA. John, what does that mean?
International Bluegrass Music Association.
International Bluegrass Music Association? Okay, good. He was a Guitar Player of the Year. How many bluegrass players are in the audience? Raise your hand, don't be shy. Applaud, something. I love bluegrass. Come on. Just to be clear, we are not going to label John as a bluegrass artist. He loves bluegrass, he plays bluegrass as well as anyone, but he does far more than that. I'll get into that in a minute. Missy Raines, another IBMA 5-time bass player of the year. Lauren and Mark. We all know Lauren. Yep. Where is it? Lauren Barrett Jr. And Mark Mazin. You know those guys. We all idolize them. They recorded John's song Time, I believe. Maybe some others. Emmy Gallatin and Stillwaters and Lou Reed. Not that Lou Reed. A different Lou Reed, who was with the Ricky Skaggs, and he took that song Time to #1 on the bluegrass charts. And talk about other names to drop here. Thank you, Gary. Vince Gill and Ricky Skaggs sang on that recording. So they've sung John's songs. And then Tony Trischka and Skyline did a song called Weary Cowboy. As did Cross Creek, by the way. Cross Creek did all these songs. The song Time has been covered by many groups, and I can mention them, but I'm going to skip that just to save some time. John has 2 Sammy Awards. His band, the Lost Boys, won them. 2 different albums, 2 great albums. Kind of a bluegrass cross. If you don't have them, you should get them. This is a line he wrote on this, and I'm going to say it. He allowed Peter Asher to play his guitar. He handed him the guitar, said, go ahead. But only if he promised to dry clean it before he returned. John wrote that. I didn't say that. But he did. Peter Asher did play his guitar. Anyhow. And he's also had songs from 2 of his CDs, The Closer I Get and Hard Years, make the top 5 finalists in the Just Plain Folks Awards from over 250,000 entries worldwide. Top 5 out of 250,000, not bad. I had some notes about the Sammy Hall of Fame, but I'm going to skip those. I think they're meaningful, and if you want them to call me up, I'll read them to you. And it's all positive, don't worry. Now here's kind of the heart of the matter for me, and I will probably read it because I couldn't remember. One of the great moments in my life was 5 years ago, when I had the honor of inducting my lifelong friend and bandmate, John Danks, into the Sammy Hall of Fame. John's right over there. Yeah. Tonight I'm equally honored to be able to induct my brother from a different mother, my bandmate and best friend, John Cadley. Ironically, it was John Danks who introduced me to John over 45 years ago. I know some of you can't get their hands around that one. Yeah, I'm old. And the rest, as they say, is history. And quite a history it is. Suffice to say that John and I have shared a great many things, musically and otherwise. Don't ask. Testing our relationship at every level. If you want to find out how you feel about a person, try traveling across the country in a van for 6 weeks. Or better yet, sing and play music together for over 40 years. I'll tell you how I feel. I love this man. I love his music. His guitar playing has inspired me. His voice has moved me. His spirit has enriched me. I'm honored to be his friend. Many of the songs he has written are about his life experiences, but they are equally about mine, and perhaps yours. Even the funny ones come from his heart, and the deep ones will make you weep. The rest tell wonderful stories and will evoke other equally meaningful emotions you may not have felt in a while. Please seek out this man's recordings and live performances. He may very well help you find something inside you didn't know you had. I know he has done that for me. Ladies and gentlemen, John Cadley.